All right. Well, the nation's uncles are probably going to cancel me for this, but let's just get into it. I want to preface everything that I say with I'm a huge fan of Aaron Rodgers, the football player. I even own his jersey, despite, not being a Packers fan. So this doesn't come from a place of long-standing malice like it would if I were doing a video on Tom Brady. Because, fuck Tom Brady. With that said, Aaron Rodgers is a fucking moron. Not about everything. The man can read defenses with the greatest of all time. But when you're taking medical advice from the former host of Fear Factor and the current host of a podcast that if someone mentions it's their favorite podcast, it's gone from being kind of annoying to being a huge red flag, then you're being a moron. Aaron Rodgers isn't vaccinated, but worse, he lied. Not in a bold-faced way, but in a cowardly way that diffuses his personal responsibility and puts the onus on the reporters to follow up. When someone asks if you've taken the vaccine and you say,
"Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?"
Yeah, I've been immunized. There's a lot of conversation around it, around the league, and a lot of guys who have made statements and I've made statements, owners who've made statements. There's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys.
That's not on them, because not everyone is a semantic asshole. When you answer a question without using the exact words, you're being intentionally misleading. If a waiter asks you if you'd like ketchup with your fries and you respond, a dipping sauce of tomato paste would be great, you don't have the right to get angry when he doesn't bring you a cup of marinara sauce. Once you've established that you're a liar, it's difficult for people to accept anything that you say is truth. But let's assume that you do have an allergy to an ingredient in the mRNA vaccines, and that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine causing clotting in a very small amount of women freaked you out. That's okay, but own it. Cole Beasley owned it, and while a lot of people don't like him, how many people really liked him before? He just looks like a dick. I'm sorry, Cole. You have resting dick face. I know you say that your health is extremely important to you, but let's call a spade here. If long-term health mattered, you wouldn't be playing football professionally. When you play football, you know you're trading your long-term health for money and fame now. Same way I'm trading my long-term health for some chicken wings, which are very tasty. And while they are tasty, I'm not going to write a 500-page report about how junk food is actually good for you. I know Aaron expected the woke mob to come after him, as he said in the Pat McAfee interview, but I don't think he believed that the mob was just going to be most people. And I think that because a source close to him said that the reception to his interview really upset him. Aaron fell into a trap that a lot of anti-vax people do. And that trap is that the people who have gotten vaccinated and followed protocols are so fucking tired of being held hostage by people who think critical thinking is just being a contrarian that a lot of heat is going to come down on you. To conclude, if a white person starts quoting MLK to defend their decision making, it's almost always bullshit. Like they think this is a Yu-Gi-Oh duel and we activated their trap card, which is an out of context MLK quote, which immediately ends the duel and declares them the winner. Did that make sense? Did I lose people who weren't into Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh well, it's not worth listening to people who do that any further. And I know that Aaron went on to the Pat McAfee show again on Tuesday, the day that this is being recorded, and he kind of walked back what he said, but he definitely did it in a way that was more like, I'm sorry that you were offended by what I say, less a way of being like, I'm genuinely sorry for my actions. So even in that sense, Aaron's kind of trying to gaslight everybody. There's not much more to say about this. So it's not a great situation. Aaron Rodgers has lost a lot of his popularity and credibility. And, I guess it'll be interesting to see how this is handled going forward.